Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to journey to a place that truly defies expectations?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into Abuna Yemata Guh,
Yeah.
this incredible church carved directly into a cliff face in Ethiopia.
Fascinating.
It is. It really is. We'll unpack the history, the journey, what makes this place so unique, so let's get started.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. What was your first reaction when you saw this, when you first learned about Abuna Yemata Guh?
Well, I was really struck by, how it showcases this amazing blend of human determination and spiritual devotion. It's mind-blowing that centuries ago, people actually carved this church.
Into a cliff.
Yeah, into a cliff. Such an inaccessible location. It's really awe-inspiring.
Totally agree. It kind of sets the stage for this epic journey, wouldn't you say?
For sure.
So imagine this. Your adventure begins in Addis Ababa, From there, you've got options, right? Hop on a quick flight to Tigray, where the church is, or, and this is where it gets exciting, opt for a scenic road trip through the Ethiopian highlands. Can you picture those views?
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of Tigray, the region itself adds so much to the experience.
Oh, how so?
Well, it's steeped in history. It was the heart of the Aksumite Empire.
Whoa, one of Africa's most powerful ancient civilizations.
Exactly.
It's a powerful reminder that, history isn't just in textbooks, right?
Yeah.
It's woven into these incredible places.
Yeah.
And speaking of journeys, the climb to Abuna Yemata Guh, well,
That's an adventure in itself.
it is. Steep hikes, rocky terrain, some vertical climbs with no handrails even.
Oh, my goodness.
Got to be exhilarating, maybe even a bit daunting.
Absolutely. This climb definitely needs you to be physically and mentally prepared.
Not for the faint of heart.
No kidding. It's fascinating, though, how this challenging journey sort of reflects the dedication of, the people who built the church.
Right, like a pilgrimage.
Yeah, almost like a pilgrimage in itself.
Wow. Okay, so picture this. You've made the climb, you're catching your breath, heart still pounding,
Yeah.
and you step inside this sanctuary carved into the cliff. What's that like? What do you see? What do you feel?
Well, just imagine. You're surrounded by these incredibly vibrant frescoes, centuries old.
Whoa, I've seen pictures. They're amazing.
Oh, yeah, depicting biblical scenes, saints and angels.
How detailed.
Right, and they represent this unique style of Ethiopian Orthodox Christian art.
Okay.
So, full of symbolism and meaning. It's like stepping back in time and being immersed in this tapestry of faith and artistry.
It must be just breathtaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
To witness those paintings, knowing they've survived for centuries, right there on the rock walls.
And think about this. They're not just painted on the rock. The artists actually used techniques that made the pigments bond with the rock itself.
Wow, so that's how they're so durable.
Exactly. Amazing durability that's allowed them to withstand the test of time. That's why we can still marvel at them today.
It's incredible.
It is.
But the script mentions more than just the visuals. It talks about a certain feeling and atmosphere in the church.
Oh, yeah. Beyond the frescoes, there's this profound sense of serenity. It just envelops you.
I can imagine.
The silence, those breathtaking views, and the weight of history all come together to create this awe-inspiring experience.
It sounds like a place where you can really connect with something bigger than yourself, a place for reflection.
Absolutely. You just can't replicate that feeling through photos or videos.
No, you have to be there.
You have to be there to fully grasp it, to feel that cool rock beneath your fingers, to breathe the crisp mountain air, to hear the whisper of the wind.
Paint such a vivid picture.
It's truly special.
Okay, so for our listeners who are maybe hearing about Abuna Yemata Guh for the first time, what makes it so special? Why should they care about, a church carved into a cliff face in Ethiopia?
That's a great question. I think it goes beyond, just checking off another travel destination.
Right.
It's about recognizing that these kinds of places can offer something really profound.
Okay.
They challenge our perspectives, connect us with history and different cultures, maybe even inspire us to push our own boundaries.
It's not just the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah, both physically and mentally.
And let's be real, the views alone must be incredible.
Oh, they are.
But the real treasure sounds like it's the feeling you take away, right? The stories you gather along the way.
Absolutely.
Plus, you mentioned Tigray's home to other Rock-Hewn churches. What does that mean exactly?
Well, Rock-Hewn churches, like the name suggests, are churches carved right into the rock face.
Makes sense.
They often blend seamlessly with the surrounding landscape, and they represent this unique architectural style, that's really prevalent in Ethiopia.
So these churches emerge from the cliffs themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. A true testament to human ingenuity and faith.
That really piques my curiosity.
I bet.
Sounds like there's so much to discover in this region. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's give our listeners some practical tips, especially if they're feeling inspired to embark on their own Ethiopian adventure.
Good idea. What are some things they should keep in mind? Well, the first thing's got to be the right shoes. Pack some sturdy hiking boots.
Okay.
Because, trust me, this climb's no joke.
Yeah, this is more than just sightseeing. This is really experiencing the journey, right?
Exactly. It's a journey. And speaking of the journey, any thoughts on, cultural aspects? Anything our listeners should know?
Oh, for sure. What about local guides? Are they recommended?
Yeah, definitely. Hiring a local guide is smart for safety, but also, to really get a deeper understanding of the place.
That makes sense.
These guides, they're often deeply connected to Abuna Yemata Guh.
I'll bet.
And they can share stories and insights that, you just wouldn't find in any guidebook.
So it's like having a cultural ambassador.
Right, exactly. They bridge the gap between you and this incredible ancient place.
I love that.
Yeah.
So safety, knowledge, stories. What about dressing appropriately? Any thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's really important to dress respectfully, remember?
It's a place of worship.
Exactly. Abuna Yemata Guh is an active place of worship. It's deeply sacred to the Ethiopian Orthodox Christian community. So dressing modestly is crucial. It shows your appreciation for their traditions and beliefs.
It's all about being mindful, right? Being respectful of the site and the people who consider it sacred. Any other practical tips that you can think of?
Well, starting your climb early in the day is a good idea.
Okay, why is that?
Couple of reasons, actually. First, you'll beat the heat. Midday heat can get pretty intense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Plus, the morning light, it just creates this magical effect on the cliffs, beautiful shadows, the colors of the landscape really pop.
Oh, wow.
It's breathtaking.
So you get the views, the temperature, and you avoid the crowds.
Exactly. Win-win.
Total win-win. Now, as we've been diving deep into Abuna Yemata Guh, what's really stood out to you the most? Was there any detail or anything that just resonated with you personally?
You know what really gets me? It's that something so extraordinary exists in such a, remote and challenging location.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, how many other hidden gems are out there waiting to be discovered.
Yes, true.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most rewarding experiences, they require effort and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones.
That's a powerful message. It's almost like a metaphor for life, isn't it? The idea that you have to put in the work, you have to challenge yourself, you have to face some fears to reach those truly special places and those experiences. And in this case, it sounds like the reward is more than worth the effort.
Oh, yeah.
The journey, the climb, the history, the spirituality, it all, builds to this unforgettable experience.
Yeah.
And to think it's all connected to this ancient culture, this place as unique as Ethiopia.
It is, and it really highlights the idea that travel can be so much more than just, relaxation.
Right.
It can be transformative, a chance to learn, to grow, to connect with the world on a whole other level.
I love that. You're not just visiting a place, you're letting it change you.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting, right?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about a cool place to visit.
Right.
We're exploring the deeper meaning, the impact it can have on us.
Absolutely. It's about, recognizing that travel can be this powerful tool for self-discovery.
It can.
It pushes us to confront our assumptions, to broaden our horizons, and to come back with this sense of wonder and appreciation for the world.
That's beautiful. And for our listener, it's an invitation to think about those journeys that, resonate with them.
Yeah.
What are the places that call to you?
Right. What are those experiences that could transform you? And that brings up a big question, is what drives our desire to explore, to push boundaries, to seek out those extraordinary things?
Why do we do it?
Is it a thirst for adventure, a longing for connection, maybe a search for meaning? Perhaps it's a little bit of all of them.
It could be different for everyone, right? Some people are just drawn to that adrenaline rush, the challenge. Others are searching for that spiritual connection, that quiet reflection. And then there are those who are just captivated by history.
And that's what makes places like Abuna Yemata Guh so fascinating, right? They offer this this convergence of all those things, adventure, spirituality, history, it all comes together there.
Right. It's not just about, conquering the climb.
Exactly.
It's about the transformation that happens along the way, the insights, the connections, with the place, with the people.
Absolutely. And it really emphasizes, that travel can be so much more than just escaping or relaxing.
Yeah.
It can be a catalyst for personal growth, a way to challenge our views and deepen our understanding of the world, even ourselves.
It is.
And Abuna Yemata Guh, it's a powerful reminder that those transformative experiences often lie, beyond our comfort zones. Sometimes we have to, embrace the unknown, push our boundaries, embark on journeys that challenge us.
Right. Physically and mentally.
Exactly.
It's like that saying, life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And what better way to step outside of that comfort zone than to find yourself on a cliff face,
right,
making your way to this church that seems to defy gravity.
It's incredible.
It really does put things into perspective.
It does.
It makes you appreciate the human spirit, the ingenuity, the resilience that let people create something so extraordinary.
In such a challenging environment.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Abuna Yemata Guh, what's the one key takeaway you hope our listener, walks away with?
I really hope this deep dive has sparked a sense of wonder, a sense of curiosity, that it's inspired you to think about those places that call to you, the journeys that might, challenge you and transform you, whether it's a remote church in Ethiopia or even just a hidden gem in your own backyard.
Right.
The world is full of extraordinary experiences just waiting to be discovered.
Beautifully said. And if this deep dive has left you wanting more adventure, that chance to connect with history, with spirituality, even your own inner explorer, I encourage you, dig deeper. Research those ancient sites that pique your interest, plan that trip you've always dreamed of, or even just take a moment to appreciate the wonders that surround you every single day.
Yeah.
Because in the end, the greatest journey, it's the one that leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world that we live in.
And who knows, maybe someday you'll find yourself standing on that cliff in Ethiopia, gazing up at Abuna Yemata Guh, ready for your own adventure.
Wouldn't that be something? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep seeking out those experiences that make life extraordinary.